Let's send it over to Ron with more on how the effort to bring the stadium to Las Vegas extended well beyond the Welcome to Las Vegas sign.
Indeed, Chris, I get to talk about all that fun money stuff, okay? Yeah, the big trick was finding the money to build that stadium, almost $2 billion. It took the state, the Raiders, and private investments to get the stadium built. A special session of the legislature was called to see if the state would be willing to raise hotel room taxes to provide $750 million to the project. By the way, that $750 million is the largest taxpayer investment into a sports stadium in U.S. history. After calling witnesses, hammering out some details, going back and forth amongst lawmakers, that's the exciting video you're seeing right there from Carson City, the stadium deal was approved by lawmakers. It was a huge deal for the state. It was also controversial. Anytime you put public money towards a project like this, there's going to be people who want money to go somewhere else. But those testifying, like Peter GUZMAN, felt bringing the Raiders to Las Vegas would be an economic benefit that would far outweigh the costs.
It brings communities together, and we've now seen that with our hockey, and we're going to see it tremendously in football. And on top of all of that, you can't dismiss the economic benefits, both short-term and long-term. And I believe in, call me biased, but I absolutely believe that when a Super Bowl is held in the city of Las Vegas, it'll never be the same.
All right, so finding the money was still going to be a challenge here, okay? In early 2017, one of the investors, Sheldon Adelson, pulled out of the project. The chairman of the board of the Sands Corporation was set to put in $500 million into that stadium. Finding money like this is never easy, and the Raiders had their challenges in other cities as well.
After years of struggling in Oakland, in the tough negotiations they have with the city, and even in Los Angeles, where things were sketchy, I think from the very beginning, it was encouraging for him to see how open the Las Vegas community was to bringing them to town, and I think he found that to be encouraging.
Well, less than a month after the Sands pulled out, new partners were found. Bring in Bank of America. They're going to put in $650 million investment to make the stadium happen. B of A has a partnership with the NFL, so it worked out in everybody's best interest to have them do this. Once that was settled, it was time to break ground. With that, we head back to KEVANEY Martin.
Yeah, Ron, on November 13th, 2017, the groundbreaking ceremony for the stadium was held, and as NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said during the event, quote, "Only in Vegas can you turn a groundbreaking ceremony into a show," end quote. The ceremony balanced the glitz that Las Vegas embodies and the tragedy from which the city had just only weeks earlier experienced. Before the groundbreaking, 58 lights lit up, each representing a victim lost in one October shooting. Throughout the 50-minute ceremony, the Raiders honored the victims, and team owner Mark Davis delivered this heartfelt message.
For the Raiders to be successful and ultimately win, it takes teamwork. Nowhere has the notion of teamwork been better displayed or more evident than in Las Vegas on the evening of October 1st, 2017. The Raiders are proud and honored to be joining such a special team, for together we are Vegas strong.
And naturally, this story captured the attention of sports fans all over the country. NFL to Vegas, and it's the Raiders. Could never happen, right? But it was starting to gain traction. The state and city leaders behind it. The Raiders to Las Vegas was becoming more sensible as the reasons became more rational.
And you have the governor, like you said, and the next governor who wanted it to happen. They're going to find a way to get this project done. And I talked on a frequent basis with Mark Davis and Mark Bedane at the Raiders, and those guys had a lot of belief that the project, was going to happen and it was going to get passed. And I shared their optimism in that because I thought it made a lot of sense. Even when a lot of people were saying it was never going to happen, I thought this whole project made a lot of sense.